Hello everyone, Alex here. I am back in the shop. As you can see, I'm back in Wisconsin after attending Vintage Computer Festival Midwest number 18. It is the 2023 show, and it was fantastic. The show was huge this year. The growth has been exponential, and I'm just going to start showing you some photos here so you don't have to stare at my head the whole time. This year they had at the Waterford Banquet Center attached to the Clarion Inn in Elmhurst, Illinois, they had all 4 bays set up for exhibitors and vendors. Whereas in previous years, they've always set one aside for all their, panels and discussions and that kind of thing. They moved all that to a different section of the hotel, and they kept all that stuff for vendors, and they still ran out of space. There were still guys who were selling stuff out of their cars. There were still people who were waiting on tables. It was crazy to see how big this show has become in even just 1 year. 1 year ago, we had one bay that was just dedicated just to the discussions and whatnot, and I didn't think they had that much overflow demand. So the fact that it's grown this much or this quickly is impressive, and really a showing of how much people love this show and how kind of vital it is to have something centralized like this for the community. Speaking more for the club angle of things, it was great for us. We had a whole bunch of new people sign up to join the club. We got rid of a whole bunch of kind of surplus machines. We got rid of some old PC towers. We got rid of some old monitors, a lot of VGA CRT monitors. I get a ton of those in all the time from various sources or whatever. And I figure, they're less scarce here. They are more scarce in other areas of the country. So we took them down. We got rid of them for very low prices, and all that money went back into funding some other things. So we got, namely, we got an adapter that you plug into the side of the TI-99 4A, so you can plug in regular Atari joysticks, which is nice because our 99A joysticks are forever breaking down, and I hate bringing the thing there because I'm always afraid the joystick's going to break. Well, now I don't have to worry about it. I can just plug in a Hyperkin Trooper or some other equipped joystick that actually works, and then we can just, don't have to worry about it then. So that'll be great. So that was really good. We had a number of people reach out, and we sat down and we talked. I talked with them specifically for a while on each one of them. Are people who are interested in starting their own clubs. They saw what we were doing. I kind of explained how we do it, or why we do it, or how we kind of get started. Because they don't have retro organizations in their area, and they want something like what we have, where we are sharing equipment, where we're sharing tools, where we're sharing experiences and expertise and all that good stuff. And they wanted to kind of know what the blueprint was to get something like that for themselves. So there was a gentleman from Georgia, there was a gentleman from Alabama, we had a gentleman from Nebraska, and a gentleman from Southern Illinois, who were all interested in starting up their own little retro tech clubs. And I wish them the absolute most success in doing that. It is very humbling, but also very, it feels good to know that whatever it is we're doing here, it is not only definitely the right path because people seem to like what we're doing, but also that we're doing it to a degree that people want to emulate what we're doing in other regions. And that's really cool. I really do like that. And I'm proud that we have been able to make that kind of positive impact on the community, not just locally, but now across the country as well. And like I say, I wish these clubs the absolute maximum amount of success possible because they certainly deserve it. They've got the passion to really make some really cool things out of those. So back to more on the show itself. Whatever you wanted to see, and I mean truly whatever you wanted to see, you could probably see it here. We're talking obscure video game systems like the Laser Active. You could say obscure computer systems like the Apple I. They had a replica Apple I there. If you wanted to see really unusual homebrew stuff like this, crazy, MacFX thing, or these crazy, I don't even know what, home-built 8-bit computers, or any of these kind of things. Pretty much anything you're interested in, there is going to be something here for you. If you're into vintage computers, great. If you're into vintage gaming, great. If you're into vintage cameras and video work, there was a lot of that there this year, which was awesome to see. If you just want to shop, if you just are looking for, a retro, whatever it happens to be, this is the place to get it, because if you want it, odds are good that someone has one for sale. Whatever it happens to be, granted, the prices vary a lot from vendor to vendor, but if you're willing to shop around, you can get some screaming deals on some really fabulous stuff. And from there, really, it's all gravy. You can get all of your all the things that you're looking for. I mean, whether they're old tech or new tech or, you know, modern adapters for things. That was what I was really looking for. I kept looking around for more and more adapters for like SD card adapters and modern cables, modern power supplies and all that stuff, because we move stuff around so much. I like the things that are more redundant, or, you know, if I can pack one cartridge that fits an entire library on it rather than packing a whole ream of old cartridges, that lightens my load and makes it easier to put things on display. So that was kind of where I was shopping. But I mean, if you wanted Mac, oh my goodness, there were so many compact Macs for sale. Everywhere you looked, there was at least one of those, either an iMac or a compact Mac that was for sale. Everybody seemed to have one. So that was pretty cool to see. And then, of course, there's just all the people to talk to. They had, of course, you know, some of your main YouTubers were there. They had some with actual, like, booths and things set up. Other ones that just had kind of roaming around to talk to or to bump into. I bumped into Adrian Black while I was setting up on Friday, which was kind of insane. It's like I was backing up trying to move a tablecloth and bumped into somebody. It's like, oh, sorry. And it's Adrian Black from Adrian's Digital Basement. Oh, my goodness. So, and, you know, I'm in trouble for that. But he was cool about it, of course. But, truly, it's exciting to be able to see these people that you see on, you know, online, and they're actually, like, you know, they're in the flesh. That's pretty cool to see. But then, of course, there's all just the regular kind of folks who brought their stuff to exhibit. And those people, oh my gosh, you can lose a million hours talking to them, but it is the most fun, for me at least, the most fun thing to do. When you find somebody who has something that you don't know anything about, even from kind of a retro tech experience position, like I kind of know a little bit about everything, but to be able to go up to somebody where I can point at it and go, that's a computer, all right, but I don't know anything else about it. Like, I don't know anything about, you know, the NEC computer lines, but somebody there has a whole booth of them, and I was able to talk to them for a long time, and oh my gosh, it's really refreshing to be able to be the one asking the questions rather than answering them. Usually at our shows, I'm always answering the questions. So to be able to stand there from even an informed perspective where I know the acronyms and I know all the kind of the general gist of how retro computers work, to have someone there who is so, you know, innately knowledgeable about all of these things and all the nuances and all the specifics and details because they love it. This is their thing, their favorite thing. And to be able to really kind of share that experience with them, this joy they have for it, is really special. It's a really special kind of experience, and I really hope anybody who's into retro tech gets this experience to go to one of these bigger shows to get it themselves, because that is, for me at least, the most fulfilling part of this. I mean, aside from, you know, the club stuff, but to be able to go in here and to see new things and to learn new things and to share the kind of mutual joy of retro technology with other people who get it, who really do get the love of this old stuff. And nobody has to say, oh, you know, it's just old junk or whatever. You can go and lead in with it. This is my favorite thing, and nobody bats an eye. Everybody's like, yep, I can see why. So there's a feeling of belonging in all this that is really, really, really cool. And again, I highly recommend it. If you can make it to the show, whether you're just there to shop for stuff that you want, if you're there to sell stuff that you want to get rid of, if you're looking to, you know, meet LGR and have him sign some random thing, or if you're, you know, want to experience all kind of weird stuff you've never seen before, or see the future of, you know, this old stuff. Some guy had, like, he made a Commodore 64 into like a VR system somehow. It was impressive. Stuff like that. If you want to see any of that, Vintage Computer Festival Midwest, definitely make the time and effort to go to this one, because it is so cool, and I will definitely be there next year. So if you want to see me, I will be there, and hopefully I'll catch you there. So I've rambled on for, oh boy, almost 10 minutes here, so I'm going to call it quits on this one. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope that this has been at least marginally informative or helpful, or, you know, maybe at least you got to see some kind of cool pictures. I like to think that I've taken at least a couple that are passable. But anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. Have a tremendous day, and I will catch you in the next one.